Hello and welcome to Slowpoke Divas TV and to the inaugural episode of the Senior Games News. This is where I, your host, Bonnie Parish Cal, will be talking about the various news, information, and hopefully a whole lot of inspiration about National Senior Games, this state senior games, and this whole lifestyle that surround participating in multi-sport events for active agers like myself and you, hopefully, to enjoy a healthy, active lifestyle and the camaraderie of fellowship with other people who are doing exactly the same thing. And one of the reasons why I love the senior games lifestyle is because it keeps me active, it gives me motivation to stay moving, and also it gives me a chance to see new places because sometimes you travel to participate in a senior games. And no, you do not have to be good, fast, experienced. You just have to have a passion, a love, and enjoyment for whatever sport you're doing, whether it's archery, shooting the hoops, or if you're a slowpoke diva like I am, it's walking, biking, that sort of thing. So let's get started. Now, in an upcoming video, I will be diving deeper into what the National Senior Games is all about. But basically, for the purpose of this video, and also for people who are new to this concept, the National Senior Games is what I would consider like an umbrella organization that oversees um, state member organizations with the function of providing, some people say a national championship every 2 years in the odd years. So 2025, the National Senior Games Association will have its event called National Senior Games in Des Moines, Iowa. This year is the qualifying year for many of the sports that the National Senior Games will have. There are some sports and events that do not require qualification, and we'll get into some of those in this episode today. Most senior games at the state level do have events every year. So you don't have to wait 2 years to play. You can, it's just if you want to participate at the, say, the national level. And I have, it's a great experience. And one of the best things about it is that I have met a lot of neat people and made some really good friends. Let's dive into what is going on at the National Senior Games. Now, late last year in 2023, the National Senior Games announced several new sports were going to be added to its roster, along with the ending of several sports, including race walk. And yes, I am very disappointed in that. Uh, though there was not a specific reason for race walk itself, I do suspect it has to do with declining participation in terms of numbers. Power walk, which is still going to be a open sport next year, has twice the number of participants, and that's because race walk is a much more technical type of sport. So we'll see how things move ahead with that. Um, and as I mentioned, power walk will continue to be an open sport next year, meaning no qualification necessary. It's what I call a sign up and show up type of sport. So put that on your calendar. We'll get into dates and times and places shortly. So a couple of the what I call diva-friendly events that will be added, one of which is called power lifting. Yes, this is when you actually, lift a heavy weight, but basically it's a case of just bring it up off the floor. Um, you may have seen some of the shares I've done on Instagram and Facebook about some women in their later years, picking up some pretty hefty weight, and it's because they've been working at it. So this ties into what I call functional fitness. when we are strength training in order to stay active in our daily lives. And several state games are going to be offering powerlifting. I'm interested in at least maybe going and watching to see what these competitions are all about. Another new event that's being added is a 1 mile road race. So it's going to be sandwiched between the 5K and the 10K. So I know that there are some fast walkers, whether they're power walker or race walkers, who could easily do this as well. So it's going to be an open sport. Sign up and show up. So keep that on your radar as well. And then I'm also curious about this new event. It's Tai Chi. I know that Tai Chi is based in the martial arts, uh, but it is also a very important activity for many of us to stay strong, stay agile, and really improve our balance. So I'm really interested to see how that particular event is going to be incorporated into the senior games next year. Now, they do have, I'm going to go ahead and hopefully share this screen. This is the website for the National Senior Games. They do have their um, general schedule already been posted. And so you can see that the dates are July 24th through August 4th. And I can tell you that if I was able to do every sport, if I qualify or able to sign up for every sport, I would have a jam-packed 14-day period. So that is pretty cool. So um, basically the schedule, the 1 mile road race will be on Friday, July 25th. And that the venues and places have not yet been confirmed. I expect that the National Senior Games will announce those either late this summer or potentially as late as next spring. Hopefully not, because those of us who qualify or who want to make plans to go anyway will want to make travel plans as soon as possible. But so that 1 mile race is on Friday, July 25th. We have our power walk and race walk events on Monday and Tuesday, July 28th and 29th. Cycling happens on Wednesday and Thursday, July 30th and 31st. Saturday and Sunday, July 3rd and 4th. Now, it doesn't say if Wednesday and Thursday are for the 5K and 10K time trials. That too has not yet been posted, so we'll have to see. The triathlon will be on Friday, August 1st, and the relay happens the same day as well. Now, with the relay, there's no qualification as there is with triathlon. Do know that there's qualification for cycling, for race walk, and those are the events that require prior qualification. The 1 mile walk and the power walk and powerlifting and Tai Chi will all be open sports. So you're more than welcome to come in and give them a try. So, like I said, you just go to, let me go ahead and bring that website up. There we go. Go to nsga.com to the National Senior Games website for all information about how to participate and also where to find your state senior games organization, because we're diving right into that news right now. And so we start off with Arizona. They normally have had their competitions in January. Nice, warm winter in January. However, the organizers have moved their competition this year to the fall. Arizona Senior Games will be October 26th through November 23rd, and they will be offering road cycling, power walk and race walk, triathlon, and the new sports of powerlifting and Tai Chi. Dates, times, all of that have not yet been set, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Registration will open as well, and I'm assuming that in the coming weeks, maybe in the next couple months, they'll have all that information posted. So make sure with the Arizona Senior Olympics, it is seniorgames.org. It's very important that you get that one right because there's another organization that has a very similar web address. So the next one is the Tennessee Senior Olympics. Now, this is kind of a unique situation. Most senior game organizations are open to out-of-state athletes. However, with Tennessee, it's primarily mostly just for Tennessee residents or those who live within 30 minutes of the state line. Cycling will be an open sport, meaning, I'm sorry, that they will welcome out-of-state cyclists. That event takes place on Saturday, September 21st in Knoxville. They're going to have a 5K, a 20K road race, and a 40K road race. They all happen on the same day. The 40K is actually a little bit shorter than that, and that's due to the route and making sure that they're having a safer option for that day. So one thing to note is that all senior games award first, second, and third place, gold, silver, bronze medals. Many states will present those medals in the order of finish for their local athletes, for their state athletes, and then actual order of finish for out of state. Tennessee is going to be awarding the medals in cycling in actual order of finish. So that's a little bit different. They're also going to have their power walk and race walk on Sunday, June 23rd, only the 1,500 meter distance. So on that particular day, however, you'll have to choose your distance. That particular one is only for Tennessee residents. There's no triathlon scheduled. Perhaps things will change as the dates approach and like that. Because a lot of times, senior game organizers, they will add an event when either they have a volunteer coordinator to handle that for them, if a venue becomes available, a variety of logistics and like that. So make sure you go to tnseniorolympics.com for more information and registration details. Next one, we have the Oregon Senior Games. Now, Oregon has already started their part of their competition. They had cycling take place on Sunday, April 21st. They partnered with a race organizer, so they had their what they called a time trial. It was a 15.6-mile loop course. Not all time trials or road races are the same distance, but they must be at least the minimum distances that national requires. So for this particular race, they were more than satisfactory for not just a time trial, but also for probably the road race as well. The official results have not yet been posted for cycling to the Oregon Senior Games website, but they were available through the Oregon Bicycle Racing Association's website. And there were 3 women who had participated in the races that day. And Lisa Bowerman finished in 46 minutes, 49 seconds in the women's 60 to 69 age group. And Laura Johnson took silver in 50 minutes, 4 seconds. Kit Pratt took gold in the women's 70-plus category with a time of 50 minutes, 51 seconds. Not too bad for nearly 16-mile course. So the Oregon Senior Games will be partnering with Best of the West Triathlon for their triathlon qualifier that will happen on Sunday, June 9th. And then their power walk and race walks will take place on Saturday, August 10th at 9 in the morning for race walk and at 10:40 for power walk. This will happen at the Oregon State University there in Corvallis. So make sure you go to OregonSeniorGames.com for all the details. Then over in Maryland, they too are offering powerlifting this year, along with a new sport called disc golf. Looks kind of fun. I know it's pretty popular here in Vegas among quite a few people. But cycling will be taking place on, actually, they just had it on May 1st. The results have not yet been posted, and that was for the 10K time trial. The 5K time trial is scheduled for June 5th. Both races are taking place or have taken place in Davidsonville. The triathlon is scheduled for Sunday, June 2nd, and that will take place as a part of the Rock Hall Triathlon Festival in Rock Hall. It's a 750-meter open water swim, 15-mile bike ride, and a 5K run or walk, because I walk all of my runs. Powerlifting will take place on Sunday, July 14th in Silver Spring, and the walk races will take place on Saturday and Sunday, August 3rd and 4th. There will be 1,500 meters for the race walk. There will be 1,500 meters and 5K for the power walk, and they have a unique event called Precision Walk for 1 mile. Now, this is where you have to tell officials when you register what your finish time is going to be. And now on race day, you got to match that time. And the person who comes closest to their pre-stated time wins. So it's kind of interesting. So more information is there at mdseniorolympics.org. Then heading on over to Indiana, we have events taking place June 6th through the 15th. So make sure you go to indianastategames.org. Yes, the Indiana Senior Games is now known as Indiana State Games, and that's because they're opening it up a little more for their events to the over 40 crowd instead of just over 50. So make sure you make note of that. The walk races are taking place on Saturday, June 8th, and there will be a 1,500-meter race walk at 8 a.m., 5K at about 11:30, and then the power walk takes place immediately after the race walk events conclude. Those take place in Newburgh. Cycling will take place on Sunday, June 9th, with a 5K time trial, followed by a 40K road race. Monday, June 10th is the 10K time trial and the 20K road race. All the races take place in Mount Vernon. Then powerlifting, which consists of a bench press, deadlift, and a squat, will take place on Sunday, June 9th, and this will take place in Evansville. There is an optional strict arm curl event. So, interesting. No triathlon is scheduled for the Indiana State Games. But go to indianastategames.org for more information. Then, let's see. Next up is Minnesota, the great state of Minnesota. Their They're having 15 events taking place October 5th through the 18th in the St. Cloud area. Cycling will happen on August 15th. That will be a 10K and a 20K. Then on Friday, August 16th, the 5K and the 40K road race. Location is to be announced, so stay tuned for that. The race walk and power walk take place in Sauk Rapids. Both will have a 5K and 1,500 meter distance on Saturday, August 17th. No triathlon is scheduled for that as well. So go to minnesota.seniorgames.com. We've got the Ohio Senior Olympics, and that will take place this summer. Cycling will take place on August 11th in Cedarville with a 5K and 10K time trials and only a 20K road race, which will actually be a 25K due to the selected route for safety reasons. So we want to make sure you know about that. You'll be going a little bit further down the road, but it is a qualifying distance, so you're good to go. The walk races will happen on Saturday, June 15th, and that will only be in the distance of 1,500 for both race walk and power walk, and that all takes place in Westerville at the end of all of the race running events. So this is kind of an unusual situation where the walks take place after all of the runs. Usually it takes place before. And also no triathlon scheduled for the Ohio Senior Olympics. So go to ohioseniorolympics.com for more information. Then we're going to go to the Alaska International Senior Games. All the fun takes place in Fairbanks. We have a power walk only on Sunday, August 4th. That will take place in Fairbanks. It's only a 1,500 meter event, but power walk is an open sport at nationals. So show up and sign up and show up and have fun. Cycling takes place on Saturday, August 10th at the University of Alaska at Fairbanks. You will choose either a 5K time trial or a 10K time trial. And then last but not least, also there at the University of Alaska at Fairbanks, you're going to have a triathlon. And that's going to include a 400-yard pool swim, a 20K bike, and also a 5K run or walk. And that happens on Sunday, August 11th. Let me go change that. And take note of the web address, alaskaisg.org. And so that is a wrap for this edition of the Senior Games News. Make sure you subscribe to Slowpoke Divas TV so you don't miss my upcoming videos that have to do with more news and information that's coming out. There's breaking news all the time, it seems like. But also, I'm going to be doing some in-depth videos about the National Senior Games to bring you really up to speed about what this lifestyle is all about. I'm also going to be highlighting a couple of state senior games. One is called Huntsman World Senior Games that takes place in St. George, Utah, 2 miles up the road from Las Vegas, Nevada, as well as the Nevada Senior Games. And that's because these particular two organizations I'm quite involved with, not only as a participant, but also as either an ambassador, past board member, sport coordinator, all that kind of stuff. So I want to be able to give you a lot more good information about those particular events and also why you would want to come to this part of the country. So until next time, I really appreciate you watching, staying tuned, subscribing so you can follow what I'm posting here on YouTube and all the social channels. And so until next time, keep moving and have a great day. Bye.